Hello and welcome to Getter Farms. We're back with another episode of the Flint Hills map by JS Mapping, and we've been really cranking on our soybean harvest here, but we have a lot more work to do here, to be honest. And so we've got to get all of our combines here fueled back up with this new and improved fuel usage mod that I've got installed here. The combines have been chewing through the diesel as we've worked through the last couple of hours, so I figured when we saved the game last time, the combines ended up here on the end row, and this would be a perfect spot to try and get them filled back up. Now, it's been a while since I used this Thunder Creek trailer. Oh, I love this trailer. This is a really well done mod, and I can't even remember where I got it, so I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments this episode about various mods. I'm going to do my best to put as many of them in the description of this video as I can, because I have a number of new mods that we're going to be showcasing today. I'm going to try and fill up my fuel here. Looks like that's working. So plan for today is to get these combines fueled back up and get them started off with CoursePlay. And then over here, we're going to be taking a look at some modifications that I've done to our grain cart setup and getting a CoursePlay course set up for the grain cart. And then we've got a special surprise on the other side of the map that we'll get to in just a couple of minutes. So stay tuned to check out that equipment as well. All right, well, with both of the combines all fueled up here, we're going to go ahead and jump in here, make sure that this guy is set up right, and get him started on soybeans here again. Should be good to go, no problems. And then let's give him just a second, and we'll go ahead and get this guy started. Now, I am running the latest version of CoursePlay, the .00023 version. I've had a little bit of problems with the convoy distance not calculating correctly, so that's been a little bit frustrating the last couple of days here as we've been getting started on these big fields. But all in all, that just means that my combines have a tendency to run into each other from time to time, so it's not the end of the world. For example, right now it says we're 439 meters apart. Maybe we're that far? I don't know. I'd like them to stay pretty far apart, so maybe I'll just up this to 400 and see how it goes. So with both of the combines set up to go, we're also going to get the truck moving here. I did set up these courses previously, and so I'm going to just get him started. The truck courses, I went in and removed the info messages, so while they're sitting waiting to be filled, I should no longer get annoying pop-up messages for those kinds of things, which is cool. At some point, somebody asked, I should probably do a tutorial on how to make some of those tweaks to CoursePlay. My tutorial backlog is gotten quite long. I need to get back to making some more tutorials here soon. Looks like the back of that trailer has a mild texturing problem. Now this grain cart is actually pretty full, so I think I'm going to wait for that semi to come back and unload into him. But while we wait for that, I have another new mod that I'd like to show off. This is something that is not yet released, but is getting released soon. And so if I go in cab in this tractor here, you're going to notice that I've got an iPad display here mounted to my center pillar. This is a new mod that Perma's modding has been working on with some support from some other big modders like Thunder. It's really cool. It's a grain scale, so it's, really, if you look at my lower right hand part of the screen, you can see how full my grain cart is. It's got 1,986 bushels in it, but this is also showing the actual weight in pounds. And so I can define this much like the unit convert mod, which units I want to use. But we're able to see how much we've put into the grain cart so far, which is really kind of a cool addition here, especially for people like myself, as I try to do more and more roleplay style elements where I have the in-game HUD off and I just use the views that I have, being able to see how full the grain cart is. I mean, you know, if I just turn around and look here, I can't really see how full my grain cart is. I don't know how much is in there, where this will allow me to, you know, have that view into not the capacity, but the current fill level of my grain cart. I'm not going to pretend that I'm quite ready to unload this guy completely on my own without being outside of the tractor. That's a skill set I'm going to have to work on a little bit here. But once he gets stopped here, we're going to go ahead and just dump into him again and get him all ready to go. He's inching up to his start point, so I'm going to let him come to a complete stop here. But if you can see, while I'm unloading here, the scales are dropping down drastically because this grain cart unloads pretty quickly. And so this is a really cool mod. And so this mod is something that you're going to be able to add to any tractor. It does require a small edit to the tractor files and opening the Giants editor to actually place the monitor. But it's really easy to do. I was able to install this tablet into the tractor in less than 10 minutes. For me, it's small things like this that are really improving the game. And if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see, you know, it's just something that I attached right onto the pillar here in cab. I was able to just drag it into place in the Giants editor and make a couple of really small changes to the XML file to get it hooked up and do what it needs to do. And so for those of you that are, you know, really into more the role play style play and doing things realistically, being in tractor a lot, in cab a lot like this, it's mods like this that are really adding to that experience for the gameplay. And so I've been super excited. Now we're gonna run down here real quick. I just want to find these combines and unload them while that truck comes back. And then we're gonna set up a CoursePlay course to start taking care of this. I do like the dirt textures on this 8960. I think Sid did a really good job of putting it together. The cab feels really good. Positioning in the cab feels really good. A lot of modders don't think about where the camera should be inside the cab, and a lot of times it feels like you're sitting in the back window, and you know, it's like I can see the bottom of my seat when I'm looking forward. I love the attention to detail in this mod. And I can see our combines coming up here. We've already made the turn. This lands mode is working really good. I wish I'd expanded it a little bit so that they were taking a few more passes per lands mode, but I really don't want to redo the course just now. So it looks like I'm missing, or I'm not quite going to catch this guy before he gets full. His flashers are already on, so I'm kind of rushing here to get into position. See if I can do that. Oh yeah, first try, I got right in there. So again, you know, this is really adding to the realistic feeling gameplay for me, having the scale right in the tractor. I might have mounted it to the window over here. I think that a lot of times in tractors that I was in, we always had the grain scale over on the right window here, since you're usually kind of watching behind you and then glancing forward to see the monitor. But that's an easy move in the Giants editor. I'd be able to just drag that over and mount it to the window in, you know, less than a minute and save the files, and away I go. So that's something that I'll put together a tutorial at some point on. Perma's did a great job of putting together a PDF guide that'll be included in the mod when it's released. And so I'll have a link to his Facebook page in the description where you can follow along so that once it's released, I'm sure he's going to be posting about it on his Facebook page. And so we're just going to run back up here and get this second X9 emptied, and then we're going to go and set up a CoursePlay course so that hopefully CoursePlay is going to be able to handle running this grain cart for us. I love these X9s as well. It's amazing to me how much equipment between Sid modding, custom modding, and JHHG. I think most of the mods that I use in a given series right now for John Deere equipment especially are coming from one of those 3 modders. But this farm especially right now is primarily SID modding. Both of my tractors are from SID modding, both of my combines. So really impressed with his work. So it looks like we've got the combine emptied here. I'm gonna actually run down here and just unload the front combine a smidge while we're heading down that way anyway, and we're gonna get CoursePlay set up. All right, so we're back down here on the other end of the field, and given how this truck course is set up and how CoursePlay works in general, I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different than I normally do. So we wanna make sure that this is a course we're gonna be able to reuse. And you know, the fact that it's gonna be running for a big chunk of this field, we're gonna set this guy up so that he's coming from this direction, since more often than not, he's gonna come from this direction. And we're gonna make sure we're in mode 3. We're gonna say start course recording. And as always, try to get that first point or two going straight. Now I'm actually gonna unload from the road side, the ditch side here. We got a lot of room. And I just, I know that this truck is gonna pull forward and do a big hairpin turn as soon as he gets full here. And so I don't wanna be in his way because the CoursePlay grain cart driver is gonna start driving as soon as he's done filling as well. So having the truck and the grain cart driver kind of pointed in different directions is usually a pretty good idea. We might have to shift these waypoints a little bit after we test another round here, but generally this should work. I always like to have the start and end points on the field. I'm trying to get him pointed more or less straight in, so if he needs to turn left from here, he can, or if he needs to turn right and take this part off in the earlier points, he can do that as well. And so with that, I think we're going to be able to now tell him to go ahead and serve these 2 combines and drive course. And so now he's going to sit here. My frames are going to drop for a second while he searches for a combine to go unload. And so he's selected a combine and is most likely either waiting till he gets full or looking for a course to go get to him. And then if we just jump over here to our lead combine, we can see that this combine's at over 50%, so he's probably calling for a grain cart driver. The rear combine is actually completely full right now, so I've got the driver priority set to fill level. So in theory, the fullest combine is going to request a driver rather than the closest one. I think that's just generally going to work well for us. And so we're going to just leave that setting there. It looks like our grain cart driver is moving right now. I hope that he's heading to this guy in the back. We're going to go ahead and double check here. He's set to fill level as well. And you can see that we have a driver coming to unload him, which is awesome. And so theoretically, CoursePlay is going to be good to go here. If we just jump over into our grain cart driver here, we'll realize the other thing that we forgot to do, which is fix his cruise control. I had his cruise control manually lowered for driving alongside the combine when I was doing it manually. So we're hoping this guy is going to do his thing now. I'm just going to check his settings here. He does have the avoid fruit setting checked right now, so ideally this is going to work without a hitch. We're going to follow along here and make sure everything's running, and then we're going to jump over to the other side of the field and get a second harvest crew going. I always like to follow along the first time just to make sure there's sufficient space between the implements. We're not running into the combine or anything like that, but this looks like it's going to be working pretty well. And ideally, as soon as he's done here, he should switch over to the other combine. And I think once he gets going, one cart should be able to keep up with these 2 combines. We'll see. The fact that they got so far apart because this guy was sitting and waiting while the lead combine kept going is a little unfortunate, but I think that hopefully he's going to catch up here and it won't be too much of an issue. We're already off to get to the next combine, so I'm going to have a little bit of confidence that this is going to work and actually let him do his thing. It looks like he's looking for a course to the other combine, so which has stopped, so this will give us a chance to get the two combines caught up a little bit here. I'm feeling good about this, so we're going to go ahead and jump over to our pickup truck just because I think it's in a little bit of an awkward spot. I don't want it to be in the way as we continue to have CoursePlay stuff driving around here, so we're just going to pull this down the headlands a little bit here, move him out of the way. I'm going to leave him on the headland though, just because I don't remember exactly where that semi-truck course goes. And then we're going to jump over here to the other corner of the map. You'll remember I had set up a CoursePlay course down here for a semi in this corner. And we've gone ahead and bought a new semi. It's the same semi that we've already got and a second trailer. Just a little bit different color so I can keep them separate in my mind. But then we're going to have a custom harvest crew come in and help us out here. So we've been running all this John Deere equipment. I thought it was time that we give AGCO a try. And so we didn't buy all this equipment. It's just here. This is a custom harvest crew. We've given them some money to come in and run some things for us. And we've got this demo unit here from AGCO Challenger. So I've always wanted to give this one a try. Never had an opportunity to use the pink breast cancer awareness model of this tractor. So I figured for a one-off demo unit, this would be the perfect opportunity to put it out on a field. And then I've got this Brent Avalanche 1596. This is an edit done by TJ Modding, I believe. And it's got the ability to have these grain scales added both to the side and the back so that you can see it from either in cab or from the combine. So we're going to be taking a look at that. Lots of new grain scales in today's episode. And then we've got another treat over here. A few people on my Discord server have been telling me to check out this new Ideal 10T from AGCO. And so we've done that. We've got the base game header here, but this is a 50-foot header. And so my original intent was to toss these into the middle of our existing CoursePlay course that we're running the X9s on and just have them start taking out chunks from this end. And then I realized, well, I can't do that because I have a different size header. So we're going to check these ideals out, and we're going to run them with CoursePlay and see if we can get a whole second CoursePlay set up on the same field, but starting from the other corner. So we're going to have two different Harvester CoursePlay courses running at the same time. I'm excited to check out this mod. So not only has it got the updates on the outside, let me put the header down here. They've gotten rid of the steering wheel and gone to the joysticks, just like the 10T is in real life. And I think they did a great job of getting the character to hold on to the joysticks rather than a steering wheel. And so that actually looks really natural compared to, I see so many mods where the guy looks like he's breaking his wrists trying to hold on to the steering wheel. If we go in cab, you've also got the nice view here with the joysticks. The cab looks really nice. I think honestly the big change was getting rid of the steering wheel and just adding the joysticks. But this is a pretty cool change, pretty cool mod. So we're going to give it a shot. We've got two of them here. So we're going to get everything all unfolded and give this a go. So what I want to do is get down here to the other corner, and we're going to set up a CoursePlay course for these guys. And then we're going to try and get our guy on the CoursePlay course without having to redo headlands and everything else. So that's the tricky part because the headlands would be wider with these two. So I think we're going to try a headland overlap of 20%. We are going to continue to use lands mode. It looks like we're going to have some problems cutting across this field at some point. We'll worry about that, I guess, when we get there. And so I just need to try and figure out where this lands mode actually starts at. It looks like maybe right in this area in the middle. And so we're gonna go ahead and turn on the course and see if I can identify this start point, which I think is gonna be right over here. And we're gonna go ahead and start this guy off as the individual on one left. We're gonna make sure we've got vehicle convoy activated. And if we just get him going here, I think I should be able to hit drive course and have him pick up this course from this location. And then we're gonna just be jumping over here and doing the exact same thing with this guy. It looks like we've got a traffic issue over here for the combines, so let's go see what's going on up here. It looks like our grain cart tried to get turned around at the same time as our combine, so I'm gonna stop the grain cart driver, see if I can move him out of the way here, and hopefully just get him back into the field. And I'm gonna just hit drive course and see what happens. I want him out of the way just in case this other combine gets down here to turn around. Actually, let's stop driver. I'm gonna fix my cruise control issue, so every time I stop and start him, I don't have to reset that. I'm not sure what he's about to do. He's probably gonna go all the way back down to the end and attempt to unload. That should be interesting. I'm just gonna check. We haven't tried to unload him yet again, I don't think. And if I come out here and take a look, it looks like these guys are good to go. So I think what we want to do is just go ahead and take a chance on setting up this grain cart. I'm going to try and let CoursePlay control the covers. A lot of mods have been having problems with covers since the patch. And in this case, it's because they're using the keyboard keys to control the downspout here, and I probably need to remap those at some point, but haven't gotten around to that yet. And so in this case, I think we're gonna do kind of something similar that I did on the other course, which is start here because we're gonna be coming from that side more often than not. I'm gonna start course recording. And we're also going to drive past the truck so that I'm facing the other way when I'm done unloading, because I want to make sure that I'm out of the semi's way when he goes to take off. And then we're going to put our first waypoint right in here, and then we're going to move forward, drop a second waypoint, and then I'm immediately going to come right back out here onto the field and set a stop point. So that should, whoops, stop driver, do everything we need here. And then this guy's gonna run for just the two ideal combines. And we're gonna tell him to go ahead and drive course as well. And he should hopefully come right on out here and do what he needs to do. It looks like I've got another bout of traffic over with the John Deere combines that I'm gonna have to go take a look at here in a moment. It looks like we this was one of the things that we expected. We knew we couldn't get through this fence in there. We'll just turn the course on for a moment. This is my guy on the left, and it looks like he just got emptied, which is good, so he should be able to cut through without any problems, and then it'll be super easy to guess where to put the other guy. Now, I don't see my grain cart anywhere, which is mildly concerning. We probably need to go check on him and make sure that the Overlord course waypoints got set up right. Sometimes I forget that the waypoints themselves are actually need to be offset a little bit from where the tractor is driving. CoursePlay is a little weird like that sometimes, so we're getting this guy set up. I just want to make sure I pull into the row so that when he detects his waypoint, and with him on his way, let's see what's going on with this grain cart driver. So yeah, it looks like we failed to finish unloading in the first hopper for some reason. I'm kind of curious to just have this guy start at the first waypoint and see what happens. It might just be that our waypoint is a little bit off here. And so if I just tell him to start at first waypoint, this should figure it out, I think. He did not stop at that first waypoint at all. This is the joy sometimes of having new versions of CoursePlay. Things go a little bit askew, so we're just gonna let him go there and put this guy back on the course. And while he looks for a tractor to go check out, we're gonna come over here and see what's going on with our Challenger. So we just went ahead and restarted the course here, but it looks like our 10Ts are super hung up here. I have no idea what they're doing right now. Yes, it looks like the distance did not get configured to be quite sufficient. So we're gonna crank this up to 500 like we did for the other combines. I'm gonna go ahead and just get him moved back here out of the way. Then I think we kind of need to do the same thing here for this guy. He's technically set up, but honestly, I think I just need to get him back on course here. Our grain cart driver is now all out of whack as well, but we should be able to sort that out. All right, so I've got him set up. We're gonna jump down here into the grain cart driver here. We're gonna have him circle around the course once just to reset his connection to combines, because he was a little bit confused because I stopped the combine in the middle of the course. And then we're also going to jump back over into this guy and get him started. And my understanding is he should detect that he's sitting behind this guy and not do anything until he moves on. We're gonna let this guy go and see if we can figure out what's going on up in this part of the map. We've got a mostly full grain cart going on here. And if I look at our lead combine here, it looks like he was recently unloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off all these annoying lines. So he's in a pretty good spot. Jumping back down in here to our other guy, he's also being unloaded. So at least on this side of the map, the grain cart driver is keeping up with the combines. I'm not sure he's unloading correctly though, which is going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to look into why the multi-hopper unload isn't working for us. But other than that, this is working pretty good. And so now we just need to figure out if we're going to be able to keep moving forward on this side of the map. He's in traffic. Is he just trying to get a little too close? But nope, it looks like this is going to work well. And they're even going to unload on the go and be all fancy. And then if we jump in cab here, you can see we've got the scales working here on the grain cart. Kind of curious if he's going to get out of the way or if this is going to be a problem. Looks like he unloaded and he's going to try and back up to be out of the way. Look at that. And of course he gets right back into the way. Why didn't you stay backed up, buddy? Okay, well, we're just gonna move you and hit drive course and then see what happens. And of course he's gonna zip back around and ideally go try to unload this guy behind him, I think. Hopefully he's not trying to go back to the start point. However, we are starting to run a mite long today, so I think we're gonna wrap things up here. That's all for today. Kedrick.